cheesy nachos. Agent Zero. Infinite Silence. Angry Space Hares. Hold the Boys.
We're live.
Hello to all of our loyal FSL viewers. The humidity is unbearable, and the competition is amazing. I'm here. Well,
It is very warm.
Yeah, well, as they say, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. Just like it's never the cold, it's the wind chill. But we have an exciting day in our FSL Team League going on. We are going to be having the Angry Space Hares versus Pull the Boys. With me, I've got team captain Pull the Boys Neutrophil, and gradually moving into view of the camera, I have 4 buddies of the Angry Space Hares. Hello, folks.
Hey.
All right, we have been having a lot of fun making sure that all the players are rounded up. Majority of them, I think, are accounted for. We'll be starting with some 2v2 action. War Bunnies, what's your big strategy today? You're taking on the champions from last time.
Yes, so I played my first match 2 minutes ago with my partner, so we're completely in sync. Yeah, just hoping not to embarrass ourselves, and yeah, it's a tough lineup Pull the Boys has, so I think all of our guys are going to have to perform pretty great. Hopefully we can either win or at least push it to an 8th match.
All All right, Neutrophil, how you doing, man? Oh, here, let me get Neutrophil into voice. Hey,
Doesn't want to
Neutrophil.
talk to you.
Well,
Hello.
yeah, so I asked you some very poignant questions before actually adding you to voice, so welcome. You're going to be taking on the Angry Space Hares today, and we're going to be starting with both the team captains participating in 2v2.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you got any, I never really know what to ask, but you feeling confident today?
I think so. One thing that's really different about my team this year is that since we have a lot more members, we're actually like coordinating practices. So it's pretty different from our usual just show up kind of mindset that we've had in previous seasons. So it's different.
That seems like cheating to me. We lost the person that would our behind the scenes captain that would always set that sort of thing up abruptly left us. So
Mm-hmm.
Yep, so you have taken his namesake and hopefully every single one of his talents.
that's why I stole his name today, obviously.
Well, he left it behind, so Vales, if you're watching, get in
Come
touch
claim it.
if you want to take. Yep.
Come back, help me. I need you.
All right. I'm gonna bring your teammates on here. So Chienpone, you will be teaming up with Neutrophil and Chatomic, who absolutely everyone keeps calling Chatatomic. You'll be teaming up with War Bunnies.
All right.
Want to get them on camera?
Yeah, we want to get them on camera. We want to hear their lovely voices too.
Is my camera working? Or...
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, it is Chatomic.
There we go.
And then I know Chienpone said he was having a little bit of trouble with his camera.
I'm on camera.
Okay, good. Yep, there we go. We have the whole gang together. Alright, Chatomic, you were just playing a quick get-to-know-you game alongside War Bunnies. How'd that go?
I went pretty well. We won actually.
Alright, I'm glad to hear that.
by a
And
long shot.
Chienpone, you had a chance to practice up with your friend Neutrophil here?
Yep.
Alright. Anything either of you want to share about your impressions of your new teams? Because I know, I don't believe I've seen these combinations yet. Chatomic, you're new to the game.
Yeah.
His playstyle is actually a little bit like Vale's. So
Oh, wow.
Ah, I see.
You're like that sad guy who just can't stop talking about your lost love there.
it's true, but
Remember, Hard Steel.
yeah, it's
17.
true. But it's nice to have someone who plays in a similar style. So
Excellent. All right. Well, if there's nothing else to say, I'll get you into your lobbies. Make sure everyone, including UKJ, has joined the lobby. We're gonna get things moving. All right.
No
So it
co-caster
looks
today.
like we are going to have Terran and Protoss versus Terran and Protoss. Good in our end? Good.
What do you think, Hyper Turtle?
All right. I think this should be a very interesting match. I think Chienpone is probably going to have to work hard to keep up with his teammates. Chatomic, well, we're getting to know him, but so far, I've been pretty impressed by his work. War Bunnies always has that solid game plan. And as long as Chatomic can eliminate anything that can eliminate Golden Armada, that's his key to success there. Neutrophil and Chienpone, I'm curious what they're going to be doing. Chienpone hasn't always come in with a specific strategy, but we want to make sure that he has something that can complement his teammates.
You are watching.
Alrighty, in the lower left, we have the pink Terran he is.
Somebody call for an exterminator?
His teammate, the Protoss. In the green, he is.
War Bunny.
Together, they fight in the name of
Angry Space Hares.
their opponents in the upper right. First of all, the red Terran he is.
Chin Pole.
His teammate, the Protoss, in the blue. People call him
Neutrophil.
and their team is
Pulled the Boys.
So Neutrophil getting a little bit of an early scout in here. Meanwhile, War Bunny's making sure that nothing suspicious was left in that probe's wake, making sure there isn't a proxy pylon right outside there.
So
And
what
Neutrophil,
levels
well-
are these guys, Hyper Turtle?
Well, let me double check here. I believe Chianpone is code B, Neutrophil code S, and then War Bunny is code A, Chatomic. Bring that up here. There we go. Yeah, he should be about code A. Kind of on the border there.
He also knows French,
So-
doesn't he?
Oh, he very much does. I think he's in France. I know he's done a lot of the translating for his friend Antoine Q. I'm still curious if Neutrophil is going to be doing anything interesting with this probe. You know, he definitely didn't drop anything down right away, but once he has the technology, and that, yeah, he is making the Stargate on his side of the map, so I don't think there's going to be any proxy craziness just yet. 2 Reapers moving ahead. Chatomic manages to get the first shot in, and avoids the grenade. Alright, I think Chianpone's Reaper will just barely escape. It's going to start healing in just a moment. Those drugs kick in after it's gone a certain amount of time without any damage taken. And here we go, Stalker to the rescue. And Neutrophil helps take down Chatomic's Reaper. Now, War Bunny's Stargate just finished. Neutrophil has a Phoenix on the way, and Chianpone is making a nuke, or canceled it, I guess. But yeah, Chianpone, very interesting. He is going with early Ghost Tech. Chianpone's Reaper does go down. And Neutrophil, that probe that he was saving over to the east, just kind of comes in and verifies that the naturals have been taken. Now, I am very, very, very curious what Chianpone is up to. He is making a ghost. Just one EMP can really tip the scales very quickly in this kind of matchup. Shamik getting a siege tank out. And Neutrophil slowly banking up Phoenixes. He has 2 of them on the way. War Bunny is sending an Oracle across. Most likely those Phoenixes will be able to take it down, but it'll take a little bit of time. Oracle has the armored classification, but yeah, even so, without the bonus damage, those Phoenixes manage to ramp things up pretty quickly, and they drive it away. And now they are going to go to the other side of the map.
Yeah, it was actually done pretty well considering there were Phoenixes, killed a lot.
Yeah, War Bunny's knows that opening all right, and Chatomic moving ahead with a good amount of anti-air here. Phoenixes going after the medevac, then quickly making themselves scarce. That was a lot of shields lost there on 2 of them.
Could be trouble, man. There is a ghost.
Yeah, there is a ghost, and another on the way as well. A lot of it's going to depend on what they manage to do with those EMPs.
Yeah, War Bunny's
War
gonna
Bunny
help.
is... Yeah, War Bunny's is going to help, but his troops are a little bit behind. Doesn't look like Jatomic's going to wait for him to catch up. He's going to go ahead and siege right here.
Oh, he's a
Now-
little too forward, I think.
Yeah, I think so. And that siege tech can be very vulnerable to being lifted up. Here we go with a Void Ray and 3 Stalkers. I've not seen any MPs just yet.
There it is.
Okay, that's some good damage, and I think they're going to force the cancel on Chien Pon's command center. Yes, he does cancel in time. 2 shield batteries over there.
They're not fighting where the tank is, surprisingly.
Yeah. This is what Warbunny's usually excels in positioning. He needs to back up a little bit. Those Phoenixes making themselves very useful as far as disabling units. Now they're going to pounce on the tank and take that out as well.
Yeah, man,
That
that was so
cancellation-
close.
Yeah, that cancellation is definitely good for the team of Angry Space Hares. At the same time, they lost quite a bit there. They could have potentially gotten quite a bit more damage done. There we go. Those Phoenixes heading across again.
He has a cannon and shield battery in his base. Interesting. Good move for War
Yeah.
Bunnies, right? You don't need as much APM.
Right. I don't think he wants to worry too much about his base. He wants to be able to be where the action is. It's interesting. Atomic, oh man. Yeah, those Phoenixes making themselves very annoying and leaving as soon as the reinforcements come in. War Bunnies is taking a third.
Oh, Chitomic.
The medevac getting ahead of everything. That's a very easy mistake to make. I wouldn't mind just seeing those tanks stay sieged if he's not doing anything with them at the moment.
Yep. But a third base already for Chitomic, while Chimpon
Yep.
is still rebuilding his second.
Yeah, and that's War Bunnies that had 1 base too. I think Neutrophil is just about to put his third down. And he flew that command center out, so no SCV for the Phoenixes to cancel. And Neutrophil just keeps adding the Phoenixes here. Chitomic is pretty far along on his upgrades. +1/+1, shield, stim pack. They're all, at least a quarter of the way done, if not a third. I believe Phoenix Range being researched right now on behalf of Neutrophil. He does have... War Bunny is actually... Okay, I'm trying to get these straight, because the Fleet Beacon, if it's not at full size, looks just like a shield battery. But yes, both sides have their Fleet Beacon. These Phoenixes... A lot of damage being done to them. I mean, they're doing damage too, but boy... Those shield batteries definitely giving the defenders advantage there. There's a pretty big push
Okay,
going
not
here.
together
Those
here.
siege tanks. Yep. Yeah, both these teams have to make sure to stay where the siege tanks can support them. And there we go. Atomic doing a pretty good job staying back out of the siege tank range. The siege tanks very handy when it comes to shooting up onto high ground. War Bunny's adding a Tempest.
Alright.
Right now with the upgrades, both the Protoss players have +1 air. And the Phoenix is just getting some hits in on those Void Rays. There are no shield batteries around here. Siege tank picked up, siege tank dropped.
But there's a drop going on the other side.
Yes, there is. Very interested to see how much
Oh, I
work
love
this is
Tempest.
done. I don't-
Beautiful.
Yep, and I'm not seeing a lot of defenses in Neutrophil's base. There is a shield battery. That's about it.
This could be fatal.
And just like that, Neutrophil turning all the Phoenixes around.
This is a 4 medevac doom drop.
Fleet Beacon going down right there. Cybernetic Core getting taken down, canceling the +2 attack
Oh,
upgrade.
Chimpon goes in.
Chimpon
Ill
is
advised
going in.
on that.
There's a lot of siege tanks there. And the Phoenixes are kind of split up right now on behalf of Neutrophil. And this damage is getting out of control. War Bunny is just... Actually, Chitomic, I mean, yeah, just wreaking havoc with those Marines. Not something Phoenixes do very well against.
Yep. That was a crucial drop there.
not really choosing their targets, but at the same time, the DPS is so high, they can basically just kind of do their own thing.
Champon down to 1 mining base. But so
Right,
is Neutrophil.
Yeah, Neutrophil not minded at all from his main. And meanwhile, War Bunny is just kind of sitting back, building up back at home. His Marines getting very low on health, but the damage is just continuing. There we go, those Phoenixes together with the Zealots cleaning this up. Right now, Qianpon down to 16 workers, Neutrophil down to 41, while both their opponents are in the 60s. And there's an engineering bay there that's just on the verge of burning down, but I don't know if they're going to be able to pay much attention to that. Atomic could definitely use maybe a little bit more medevacs. A lot of heavily stemmed units. They are starting to heal up here. Here come the Phoenixes. I just don't think the Phoenixes, yeah, GG. Those Phoenixes just weren't really an answer to all those Marines. Right, the story of that drop just paid for itself tenfold. Next map will be Crimson Research Lab.
That was a nice decision to drop there for Chatomic.
Yep, and I think a very good time for it too. He still had his siege tanks at home to defend. All of the opponent's armies were over on their side. So yeah, I think that was a fantastic time just to get that damage in without sacrificing anything in the way of defense.
We have a 1-0 lead.
You do indeed. Angry Space Hares going strong out of the gates. One person hasn't joined the party, but it never seems to show. There we go. Alright, Chatomic says they are ready. Qianpon says they are ready, so we are going to do this. Terran Protoss again. Yeah, very strong army from their opponents. Qianpon, I don't know if he really recovered from that base he had to cancel. And in the end, I think just not the right army for what they were up against. In a team game especially, Phoenixes can be an incredible headache, but you need to get that damage in. They're not very good head-to-head. Alright, in the upper left, we have the pink Terran. He is.
Somebody call for an exterminator.
Alright, a little bit of lag on Qianpon's side. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, he dropped on the camera too, so...
Ooh. Looks like he is still in Discord. Four, 3, 2, 1. All right.
Well, luckily it was in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, they'd had a chance to start one worker building.
Yeah.
Let me just check. Alright, yeah, no Qianpon in the Discord. Wasn't hearing us. Let's see what happens.
You know why they call him the Deadly?
Alright, we'll show some little videos while we wait.
All right, that's what we got
We're gonna
before.
talk to the FSL people here. Who's playing?
Hello, my name is Little Reaper, and I play Protoss, and I've gotten Platinum 1.
Hey, I'm Chien Pong. I play Protoss, and I'm Gold 3. Well, I'm Chief Gold 3.
Nice.
Hey, what's up?
Tell me your name, game name, your ranking, what race you play.
I'm Dominic. I'm G2. I play everything, and I'm Plat 1, I think. Yeah.
Nice.
Hello, I'm Ethan. I go by ET. I play Terran. I'm like Silver 2. So,
Nice. Menace, Zerg, Diamond 1. Right.
okay.
Hyper Turtle, Platinum Random.
Nice. Tell me your game name, your race, and what level are you?
Power went out of Chien
I'm a
Pong's house.
Protoss
Ah.
low diamond.
We're gonna have to have a sub if we don't know.
I am Fenrir.
Unless it's a
Fenrir.
2-on-1.
I am a Silver 1 player. I don't know my MMR.
Well, yeah, I
I'm a
mean,
terrorist.
so much like what a time. And if you're gonna lose power, do it
So
right
tell
at the
me your
beginning of the
name,
match.
and-
Better that
yeah,
than
what race
just
you play in the
just as there's
I'm in Diamond.
Yeah.
2.
better than
Protoss.
Duster in the finale. So here,
You get to decide what you want to do on that. In the meantime,
High diamond.
Nice.
still show what we got going on.
And
yeah, he'd like to just bring Little Reaper in.
I'm Chien
Okay.
Pong.
oh yeah, we saw you already.
Yeah,
There you
let's go ahead with that.
And this is ET's
All right, let's
in
get that ready
passing.
and then let me know.
All right,
We're
and
back.
that guy is Caliber. He'll be playing later too. And that's our FSL group. We'll see you guys in a bit.
Alex, I just heard that, I think it's your dad, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he just mentioned that apparently you like watching my videos. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Instability, Stu Blue, and Neutrophil. Good luck in the FSL. Protoss Power.
Hello, Meadow. Thank you for being my fan. I hope you can keep cheer for me and have a nice day with StarCraft.
For you, Meadow.
Hello, Meta. Keep playing StarCraft 2. Hope you enjoy the game.
Hey, Dark Man, keep playing Turk. It's fun and hopefully you'll get some good results. I'm cheering for you.
Alright, I guess he's getting him on camera, getting all that set up.
We're gonna sub in Little Reaper. Chien Pong's how? Oh wait, no. I guess they're
Oh,
back.
I see Champon's back. I see him.
Yeah. They must have replaced the pylons that got destroyed.
Warp Prism repowered. Because it was pretty quick. Well, then we prefer Champon be back.
Yeah, that would be preferable. Alright, he's on camera too, great. And we are going to be doing again Crimson Research Lab. Ladies and gentlemen, the technical difficulties have been addressed.
Indeed.
Alright, so KJ, you join in, and then one more.
Okay, once again, a 1-0 lead for Angry Space Hares.
Yes, indeed. think we're just waiting for Chin Pone to join the lobby.
There it is. His camera dropped off, but that's not as important as him playing, so.
Yeah, I mean, elected not to join. Oh, come on.
Whoops.
He dropped from the lobby too.
So his net might not be super stable just yet.
That or the electricity in general. Power died again.
Oh, alright. Then it looks like we may have to sub. Let's just sub. Unfortunately, we can't go through this 3 times.
Okay. Alright. Little Reaper's in voice. Do we have him on camera?
我是来自30栋 Gaming 的神助选手哈斯。我是从2011年开始玩的。通常是思考战术以及对方的思维。
Very similar, actually. Last time Pulled the Boys played, Little Reaper kind of had to jump on and 2v2 at the last minute.
就会去尝试看看。
And this is actually beyond the last minute. This is one game past it.
谁弱？就是奥伦西亚对上 C 罗的时候。
Alright, we're showing Haas real quick. One of our former
战队
players.
的话，还是
While we
会
wait, let me
继
know
续
when you're
玩
ready.
如果没有的话，就不会再玩这个游戏了。虽然希望那个能和队友一起练习，但是他们都是就是欧美选手，所以会有那个拼的问题，可能练习起来会有点没有什么效果的感觉。My name is Haas, and I play for Space Gaming.
Okay. All right, we are ready to go. So,
okay, we got a sub.
We do. Helps to have family members on the bench.
He says he has an active team this season. Very active, full team.
Oh yeah, they were definitely all in voice chat well before the Angry Space Hares.
You are watching FSL.
Yeah, they've been coordinating, they've been helping each other. Crimson Research Lab is where we're going. HFG. Alright, in the upper left, we have the pink Terran. He is.
Somebody call for an exterminator.
And his teammate, the Protoss, in the purple. He goes by the name of
War Bunny.
They are up 1 map and they are playing 4.
Angry Space Hares.
Their opponents. First, the Protoss in the green. He is.
Neutrophil.
And subbing in. Always ready to help. He's the Protoss in the blue. Named
Little Reaper.
And they are playing for
Pulled the Boys.
Alright, Little Reaper making a partial wall, Neutrophil keeping the buildings close to the Nexus right now. War Bunny is doing similarly back home. And again, Neutrophil making sure that he's got a probe looking around straight from the get-go.
So Hyper Turtle, you play a lot of team games. I've played a few. I feel like 2 Protosses is a disadvantage because it's one race. You know, you can kind of like, okay, cool. What do you think?
Right, you don't have to prepare for nearly as many different units. Especially, I think the big thing is you don't have siege tanks or lurkers complementing
Yeah.
that army. I mean, you know, High Templar and Colossus, they're no slouches, but one of the best things that complements Protoss is just having some nice siege units just damaging a lot at once. The other big thing is both these teammates are vulnerable to EMP. Now, that was actually Chienpone's strategy last time. I didn't see Chatomic going for that. And yeah, here we go, right on time. War Bunnies is going with his Stargate. Neutrophil has not taken an expansion just yet. Taking a couple of stalkers across the map, keeping that Reaper away. And both the Pulled the Boys are going with Twilight Council. I would not be surprised if they go for some sort of very big, deliberate gateway push together. Here we are. They're going to try to delay that that command center, and I think they're going to get away with it. Just like that. Hat goes down to the supply depot, and the stalkers back away for just a little bit. Their shields to start recharging. I think they got what they wanted to done there. 3 stalkers now. You have a nice little mix of stalkers and marines here, but they've got to fight together. They can get a really good concave going if they stay at the same point. That Cyclone, actually, is going to be especially helpful if they want to shoo these stalkers away. Oracle has gotten a nice little power boost, and Little Reaper already getting Zealot charged. They're both almost done with their robotics facilities, so Immortals, definitely some warp prisms on the way. And I think a lot is going to come down to just how much damage this Oracle can do. But I think another big thing I gotta note is Neutrophil very late with that expansion. So he isn't going on with a full 1 base, but he definitely sacrificed a lot of economy. Oracle has gotten a total of 4 hits so far, however, that's a lot of stalkers. Boom, Oracle goes down. I think War Bunnies, the gears are going to be turning here. He knows that there's a lot of gateway units there. Blink, about 3/4 of the way down on behalf of Neutrophil. I'm pretty sure they can put the pieces together and expect a fairly heavy low-tech push here. Yep, tank is sieging already. We have a warp prism from Little Reaper and a bunch of stalkers coming from Neutrophil. The big thing here is whether or not War Bunny is getting into that Stargate tuck early on is going to set him back a little bit. There's a shield battery right by War Bunny's Nexus, but it's very far away from his teammates' troops. That Cyclone did go down. Focus fire going on the siege tank. Oh, look at that. The siege tank's still surviving. Not for much longer, but just a couple more hits from it can be priceless there. Warp-in's going from Neutrophil's Warp Prism. Double Warp Prisms just kind of right there next to each other. Another siege tank at the ready. It is already sieged. War Bunny is staying close to that shield battery. I think they're going to be able to outlast this push. And after that, I don't know if Pull the Boys are really going to have a lot left to throw. However, they're dedicated to this. They're continuing to send things in, and I think Little Reaper is going to try to drop in the mineral line while his teammate continues to hit at the front. Yeah, there is nothing defending up at Chitomic's main. Here we go. Zealots, zealots, and more zealots. And we're going to have to coordinate here. You don't want to just leave that siege tank behind. Ooh, okay. The Stalker's doing a pretty good job pushing the zealots away. And Chatomic able to defend his naturals. So, I think more and more, this match is favoring the team of Angry Space Hares. I believe Chatomic just put down another supply boost. And the team of Pulled the Boys just has to basically keep going with what they've already dedicated to. I would really like to see the two teammates split up, have one defending the naturals and one defending the main. And there we go. Another drop with those Stalkers. Neutrophil doing some great micro, but minimal damage. There's a pylon that's pretty close to going down. And War Bunny is, well, he's out there Warp Prism hunting. Those Void Rays looking for a target. And the Warp Prism is able to get some distance going. Neutrophil going with Psionic Storm, and Chatomic moving on the offense. Alright, there we go. Those two Void Rays might need a little bit more support than that. And this has been one of the things I've been seeing with a lot of these team matches. One of the things all these duos really have to practice just a little bit more is making sure if they're both pushing, they gotta be together. You gotta coordinate when you're keeping your armies together. Oh! Warp Prism goes down. And Chatomic is working his way through those rocks. Or destructible force field-ish thingamabob. Whatever it is destructible. War Bunnies, meanwhile, staying up front, so they are going to try for a two-pronged attack here, and that's the kind of coordination I'm talking about. You gotta be very deliberate about whether you're staying close together, or whether you're both hitting different spots. There's the stem, the tanks are sieged, and War Bunnies, meanwhile, going straight for Little Reaper's third. Little Reaper does have a couple of carriers, but still not quite the answer for that many Marines. Those charge lots doing very well. War Bunny is just recalling home, having done a pretty good amount of damage. Little Reaper currently heavily supply blocked. Neutrophil does have a third. And Chatomic just about to take his with that orbital. Here we go. That is a lot of charged zealots there. Orbital lands, orbital takes off. They're going to want to make sure that they've got what they need to quickly take out a lot of zealots. And I think those Stem Marines just what ordered. Very good storm there. And we have a double recall. Both Neutrophil and Little Reaper making their way home. The orbital did not get destroyed, but it did get delayed as far as when it could land.
So much action in this.
Yeah, very back and forth, but over and over, I think the results of this just keep favoring Angry Space Hares. There we go. Cancel. Went ahead and canceled. And Little Reaper's still not really able to get enough carriers. 2 or 3 carriers just doesn't cut it. You need more than that if you're going to hold off this much anti-air. I think very soon... Oh, another excellent storm there. And that's on top of the stems that the Marines are doing. But look at the supply there. Over 100 for both members of Angry Space Hares, while their opponents in the 60s and 70s, and another carrier has gone down. And those carriers, they take a long time to build, and once they are built, they still have to build their interceptors. So right now, Pull the Boys very much on the back foot. Neutrophil loses another Nexus. I think this is just going to keep snowballing out of control. Right now, War Bunny is very much in his element. He loves having a decent number of air units supported by Marines, just ready to take down anything that's a threat to him. Chatomic a little bit ahead of his teammate. So they're gonna want to be careful. They're not all by themselves. There we go. There's the group up. And a Guardian Shield was used, but wasn't able to be taken advantage of. Chatomic scanning around, making sure there's nothing they don't know about, that their opponents are at the economy that they think they are right now. And here we go. Little Reaper loves his gateway units. He is going with this mass air charge lot combo, which can be very effective. It is very hard to deal with both those charge lots and those carriers at the same time. Here we go. Chatomic on the high ground, hopping right in, almost immediately taking down one of those carriers. There go the storms. Those have been the lifesavers for Neutrophil. Right now, they've just got... There's a big concave working against them. There's just Marines from every direction. And Angry Space Hares has taken this, taking the 2-0 lead. We're going to get our players in for a quick talk.
With guns behind them. That was a great combo.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about that. There's nothing like some nice Protoss flyers supported by a whole lot of Marines and even just a couple of siege tanks.
It was the Zealots out in front that didn't let his Zealots get into the Marines. My Zealots was keeping his Marines untouched. And untouched Marines really do a number. 72 APM. I was telling Chatomatic that Chatomic that I
really want to cut in here. Can you just let's just for once and all, how do you pronounce your name?
Pronounce it in French?
However you prefer pronouncing it. Because they keep calling you Chatomatic like you're a piece of like you're there to prepare special salads and smoothies.
Okay, so in French it should be Chatomic.
Chatomic.
Yes.
So
all right, so I wasn't right either. I love that. Little Reaper,
okay.
a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I don't think we brought it up. What does that name come from?
Okay, so in French, chat, chat means cat in English. So because I like cat, but I figured, you know what, I like explosions too. So I might just add the omic at the end, so it makes the word atomic. Which is
okay, cool.
It doesn't make really a lot of sense, but I just like the nickname.
That's how most nicknames work.
Chatomic. Oh yeah, I think all the best ones were made spur of the moment, or when everyone was too young to really have put much thought in it.
Little Reaper, I was gonna say, since the last time we've played, you've gotten so much better. That was really well done. And Chimpone was playing out of his skull compared to what he used to play, so that's a lot of
he was
growth.
Playing so hard he brought down the power at his house. Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling Chatomic that every time I play Neutrophil, I end up trying to move so fast that my hands end up hurting. It's like lifting too heavy. I can't move at 70 APM. My hands start failing me, so I was glad to get away with both 65. Of those. I can't.
There you go. Yeah, and definitely kudos to you, Little Reaper. I know last time it was kind of a similar story where you weren't expecting to play, but, looks like you're always ready to go, and, that was a very dedicated gateway push. And I'm just curious, War Bunnies, did you kind of get an idea of what to expect once that Oracle went down in the second game?
Yes, absolutely. That's I dropped a third gateway and a twilight, and I'm like, oh, this is they're coming. Also, Little Reaper, did you go Nexus first? How did you have so many probes on your natural? When I flew in there, you had like 10 instead of 7.
I don't know, I just made probes.
You must have been either just double chrono boosting, or did you go Nexus before gateway?
Double chrono boost.
Wow, that's
Yeah, Neutrophil, in the meantime, he actually took a very late Nexus in that second
he
game.
had to, because he went Protoss 2 gate opener. That's how he had that's how he could keep us penned back so early. So I thought it might be a Nexus first and a 2 gate opener to balance out, and then I figured it was going to be a 2 base all in, but we somehow managed to just have enough, and then once a 2 base all in is held, then you can kind of, the Terran doesn't need to expand. That's what 2 base is fine for them.
You can always SV pull behind it.
So, yeah.
Alrighty.
By the way, in the first game, I know Chimpone's not here, but I wanted to kudos him. Me and Neutrophil were having an air war, and he hit me with 2 AMPs, and that was the end of my air army. Neutrophil just slaughtered it after that, so that was really well done by him.
Yeah, EMPs, it's so hard to actually see them when you're an observer, but I did notice that the energy had been spent, so...
Yeah, and didn't you notice my army evaporate? We were trading evenly, and then all of a sudden they all died? That was EMP, so that was well done by
Neutrophil. I started
Neutrophil.
researching a nuke, but apparently thought better of it, so...
Chitomic quite clearly... He identified that they were full on, so he sent 2 medevacs around, and that kind of ended that game, where we were just barely holding on the front. But just like Gree and the Lings in your base, nothing ends a game like 16 Marines marauding through your base.
It was a 4 medevac drop. With like
4
30
medevac. Wow.
Yeah, I gotta say that, and it was a wonderful timing for it too. You left those siege tanks to defend, and then just moved everything, dropped them right in there, and yeah, they were wreaking havoc.
Yeah. It's nice to be on the winning side of that strategy, not like we got last week when Gree just, hey, I'm gonna kick some Lings in your base and see what you can do. So, kind of the same strat.
Are we gonna be doing our Code A match next?
Could we do Code A? Supply, I don't know how to pronounce his name any better than Chat's name.
Supply.
My whole team is French. Supply was hoping to play early before, so if we could,
let's check it out.
He's in my chat, ready to go, and is.
Yeah, I'm gonna move some.
Von Lipwig's ready too, so Code can go first.
Yep. Excellent. Thanks.
All right, Sopley and Von Lipwig. Are you ready for your Code A match?
Yep, and I'm Finnish, not French.
Oh, Finnish! Sheesh.
Yeah. Whoever heard of a Finnish StarCraft player? You gotta.
I don't know, man.
I mean, they must be out there somewhere.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Wait a second. So, Hackier's in North America, right? Hyper Turtle?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's American.
Otherwise, my entire team would have been North African or European today.
Celebrate your 4th of July weekend by playing with no one from this country.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. All right. And yes, we do pronounce names any way we want. I just find it interesting. All right, do we have everyone on camera?
I see cameras,
yes,
but
we do. Yeah. Wonderful stuff. All right. So I think both of you have played FSL before. How was that experience? This is your second match of the season, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, I played the Ace match as well last time, so basically the third one, but it's been really fun. More stressful than I thought. A lot more pressure than I initially thought this would be. Like, I grew up like doing sports competitively. So this was a pretty new experience, to say the least.
On your Von Litwig and War Bunnies, go ahead and join the lobby.
I think Lipwig's also muted.
Where are you from, Von Litwig?
I'm playing out of the U.S. and this will be my first 1v1 with the FSL. I was in team game prior, and yeah, looking forward to it.
You know, West Coast, East Coast, or
East Coast.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep, we got the long weekend with the 4th of July here, so.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, I was saying, doesn't look like you've joined the lobby yet. Von Litwig.
I'm in the Ninja.
No.
I mean
the
in-game.
The
SC2 lobby.
Yeah.
I gotta be more specific.
No, it's my bad, because I keep trying to... I'm flipping between 3 windows. I can't have
Yeah.
StarCraft up as my primary.
See, I'm not the only one who doesn't want to use a second monitor. It's complicated.
It is. I have to have a second monitor for my work, so I just go ahead and switch the cables around.
So did either of you catch the other one's games, or is this you guys both new to each other?
Yeah, we're
I
new.
haven't seen Super Police games at all.
Kind of surprising. We back to ZVZ. Like, I have played 3 games, and 2 of those were ZVZ.
It might just be the way this is going to be going.
Yeah.
I actually, looking at there's a little bit, it's a little bit Zerg heavy in Code A this year.
Yeah, it would seem so.
Scores so far, Angry Space Hares is up 2-0. All right.
Okay.
My camera's... Wait. My camera's... I think it's bugging or something. I'm not sure.
Giants.
Zooming in on your eyes, man. Those eyes.
So we have the exact
eyes.
opposite. I'm just a hat, and he's just eyes.
Wait, let me get this.
Black.
If it works.
Lifeless.
That was pretty funny. He went right into the eyes mode. That's what.
Well, that's one way to verify your identity. You know.
Yeah. Okay, now it should be better.
All right. Okay, now we're into NAC.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Stay cool is what your T-shirt says. Any insight on that before we start?
Well, it was just a shirt that I found, and I think it's just resonated with me.
Makes sense to me, especially on a map like Tuckanak. All right, I'm gonna put you into your separate channels now. We're gonna get ourselves started.
Sounds good.
Good luck and have fun.
Yay!
All right. So Sopley is your teammate, right?
Yes.
Okay. And yeah, this will be interesting. A little bit of ZVZ to get moving with, and they are ready.
ZVZ is so hard to predict. I would suspect that our guy, MMR-wise on paper, is better, but like I said, ZVZ is so...
There's a lot of room for building.
Yeah. The other thing about the vetoes that we did, I thought it was weird that we had to do all these vetoes, but then we didn't pick who played on each. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know how that's supposed to work, but in the upper right, we have the green. Zerg he is.
Sapoli. Evolution complete.
And he represents the team of
Angry Space Hares.
His opponent, the Zerg. In the red, he is
Von Litwig.
And he is playing for
Pulled the Boys.
Alright, Extractor Tricks Galore. Yeah, I think I was a little confused. When it was showing the map preview, I thought this was one of those maps surrounded by molten lava. No, those are just trees that have turned red in the autumn.
It's
Or
weird.
maybe on this planet, that's what they always look like. Who knows?
They both did the extractor trick into.
Yep.
I mean, I guess maybe I'm just Gree is such a hatch gas pool.
He swears by it, and his Green Empire's openings, he's got that right down to where he rallies each one of the eggs. So.
Right. So like, it's interesting seeing the over trick because I thought the over trick was in favor, then it was out of favor, then it was in favor, then it's out of favor. So it's kind of interesting to know when you learn the meta on ZVZ, like what you do, like how, you know what I mean? Because I don't know if that extractor trick fixes anything, but
it makes you feel like a pro. I think that's the big advantage of it. But just to answer a quick question in the chat, I'm not sure the exact MMR range, but we can go as low as anyone is willing to join. And we go up to about Masters 3. In North America, anyway.
I think Masters 2 this year.
Oh, yeah, you might be right. It kind of depends. Some people are right on the border. So we have 4
Right.
Zerglings reduction from Von Lipwig. Okay, and 4 from
It's
Softly.
perfectly symmetrical violence so far.
Well, I mean, the big difference is
Someone-
the speed a little bit later for Softly.
Yeah, Sopley was a little late on his speed.
Tiny bit.
These two, by the way, I believe are 29 for Von Lipwig and 31 or 32 for Supley.
Yeah, it's like 2,900 and 3,100.
I think so, but don't quote me on that. But that's the type of thing where you could lose 100 MMR in a session, so, or gain 100 MMR. So that's when I looked.
And yeah, once again, Sopley also usually plays on the European server as well, so that throws another wrench into things when we try to calculate everything.
So he's trying to sneak his lings, but he went past 2 of Sopley's overlords. So I don't
Sopley
know.
has a nice little wall going up here.
Yeah.
Vainly Nest, Evolution Chamber, and 2 Queens. Right now, Sopley is also a little bit ahead in the Zergling count as well.
Just a little.
This is gonna be interesting. The Baneling Nest.
Oh, he's gonna catch the third base. He's gonna catch the drone going to the third base. This is nice for Lipwig. Yep. But does he have enough to stop this?
Right.
I don't think he does.
He's working towards roaches, but it's gonna be a little bit before those are ready.
Sopley isn't microing a handful of his lings. They're just chewing on evolution chambers. I don't know if any workers went down there. ZVZ is so hard. I don't think any workers went down on that.
They've each lost 1 worker so far.
Yeah. Okay. So they got 1 worker for all of that. He did get a drone pull and
and forced him to make some more lings when it looks like Roach Tech is what he really wants to go for. Lair already being evolved by Von Lipwig.
He went looking for the third, but I think he just missed where Supley took the third.
And if
So
Softly can get that third up, he's
he
definitely having the bases.
Hold on a second, let me check his vision. Yeah, he can't see it. It's just out. He's got overlords all the way around. So when the creep hatches, he might notice, but he's also seen some. It might just be natural creep spread. And there's there's a green pyre drone from Sopley going across the map because that's what they do sometimes.
Sometimes, but now, yeah, I'm curious. You know, proxy hatchery? No, no, it's turning around.
No, it's a green pyre one.
I know. It comes from individually rallying your eggs.
Really?
And they are very close in army supply right now. Von Lipwig actually having a little bit more workers. That might change.
Right, but
now that
he's down the third. Yeah, but he's down the third. Right. So it's really anybody's.
Right, and both of them moving on into Roach Tech.
Yep, both of them have Roach speed and.
Well, they're researching Roach speed.
Yep.
All right, here come the lings again. Sopley wants to make sure his opponent doesn't get a chance to actually expand.
Yeah.
And what is going on there? Yeah, there's a queen just
Just a
chasing,
queen chasing
down
away,
this one overlord.
It's gonna hit it, but neither of them are close. I mean, he's got so many extra overlords. I don't think
Yeah,
it makes any
still
difference.
It's a self-confidence boost for the queen. You know, it's like in chess. You know, I mean, yeah, the pawn becomes a queen, but then where is there to go from there? Well, the queen kills an overlord. That's how you work your way up even higher.
Okay, well, there's a nice little run by from Lipwig, kind of hanging out there. I really like that.
I think what he's going to be going for is if his opponent goes on the offensive, the first thing he's going to do is just move all of them into the worker line in the third.
But that's a bunch of roaches. Lipwig
Lipwig's way ahead in army supply right now, double the army.
Yeah, because his roach is all hatched. I think that he needs to wait just a second, but he does have the upgrade advantage. If he waits just a second, right now he's down an upgrade, but if he waits a second, he's going to have a full upgrade up.
Yep.
And so
upgrade time, and I'm willing to bet he's going to attack from one side with the roaches and then run the Zerglings into one of the others.
That does look like
Sopley has not transferred workers to the third from
He's
the
got a
main and
handful.
natural.
Oh, he's way oversaturated now. I see that.
All right,
so
here
it
we
is
go. Here's
exactly
the
what you
action.
said.
And the roaches are going to try to squeeze through the wall.
Yeah, but the roaches from Sopley are just way too many.
Yep. And that's the thing with Zerg. Yeah, you can be behind in supply. It doesn't take long to just turn on that larva into something more brutal.
Yep.
Very good defend from Sopley.
Yeah, that was really well done.
I'd still like to see those oversaturated drones moved to his third.
It's just
and
well, there he goes, right on cue.
Now
But
just about to take a third.
yeah, the thing is, he's had the mining benefit for so long. With this third mining, at least something.
Right. So I mean, even if it wasn't saturated, he still had some extra workers going there.
Yeah, and it's also he's been 4 hatched to 3, so you can just build more. Again, this is the same thing with the left right, hit him left, make him look left, hit him right.
Yep, jab to the left, hit him from the right. So yes, we are going from chess to boxing right now.
But that's what he's set the same thing up, which I really like. I see. Is that a higher?
These Zerglings getting a little bit ahead of the roaches.
Yeah, but they can catch this whole army.
Yeah, he is pushing.
They
those
don't need
roaches
to.
back.
They're just
Files going down on them.
Yeah, that's. Now this run by is gonna do some work over here, but his whole army got cleaned up, and so he's gonna get a couple drones, get a pull off. Oh, he might get the base. That would be huge.
I mean, that would be a nice little reward for him. Not really focused firing on it. Here we go. We're gonna get some more biles in a moment, I think. Oh, he did get it.
The only thing is that I don't know if Sopley knows this, but he can just walk across the map and kill him right now.
Right, we've seen that in a handful of ZVZs this season, and that's okay.
That's what he looks like he's gonna do. Yeah,
exactly. He's like, you know, I'm gonna see if I can just kill you now.
Yep, and he definitely can. He's 20 army supply up of the same army.
And that's +2 attack versus +1/+1.
Yep.
Really needs to get the roaches in front of the Ravagers.
But just having the Ravagers lets you move the roaches, and when the roaches move... Oh, there's a couple biles, but when the roaches move, then...
When the roaches are on the move.
You get a free shot on them, and that's what the Ravagers can really do. And yeah, I think this is...
Well, units are moving, they're not attacking, unless they're Phoenixes or...
BCs.
Or whatever. BCs, Cyclones technically, although it's, you know, considered a special ability more than an attack. There you go. Alright.
Evened up the base, and
he's still supply total.
Yeah, and he's way up. I always wondered in
This is where that
ZVZ.
wall's just going to work against him.
Yeah.
Roach Warren going down. He is running out of options very
That's
quickly.
GG. Very back and forth, but
I think Sophily came out a little bit ahead each time.
You know, when Sophily went out the first time, his lanes on the left side, he didn't pull in to attack. He could have killed the queen and probably the base. He just kind of didn't do that. So he missed it because he didn't see the third base, like you said, Angry, War
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so and then there was a little miscontrol when Sopley first attacked. He had so many more lings, but half his lings kind of just chewed on a evolution chamber instead of getting into the fight. The game could have ended like at the 2-minute mark if
that's true.
Yeah, if he would have had. Yeah, but it was really ZVZ is always a knife hair when you're rooting for somebody. Like it could just turn so quick.
Yeah.
But the split run by was really good on Lipwig's side, but he got his whole army trapped, the lings trapped, and then the roaches killed, and that kind of put him way ahead.
There's just nowhere for them to go. So
Yeah.
we're gonna give Sopley 2 minutes just to take care of something.
Should we take a minute break
We can.
I
How
think
long
a
does he
2-minute
need?
break sounds lovely.
All right.
Okay,
we'll be
excellent.
right back.
2 minutes, man.
Cheesy nachos. Pages hidden. Infinite cycles. Angry Space Hares. Hold the boys.
It's just the guy. Yeah, I was gonna say it's not the same.
Hey.
They're gonna be ready as soon as we are. think we're ready to go.
We're back.
You're gonna be doing the map Incorporeal.
Let's get him.
Get him. Get him.
Get him.
Alright. Alright, without further ado, we're gonna have a couple of Zergs chew on each other.
Yay!
You are watching.
It's ZVZ Dynamite.
There we go then. In the upper left, we have the Green Zerg. Up one map he is.
Sapoli. Evolution complete.
And he is here, playing for
Angry Space Hares.
Yay!
his opponent, the Zerg. In the red, he is
Von Lipwig.
And he represents
Pulled the Boys.
Warvani is posing his veils because he misses him.
Yes, I miss and love him. What's the play go? Okay, he always kind of checks it, like for because he doesn't move his Overlord into the anti cannon rush spot. When he takes his base, he always comes forward, making sure he's not getting cannon rushed or proxied. But I don't think Zergs can do anything nefarious proxy like that, right?
I have had times where a Zerg builds a hatchery right at the natural choke point.
In ZVZ?
Yeah, they do it to plant a what do you call that? A
right,
spine.
but it
a spine.
part
they
of
do it
a,
to do a
uh,
spine.
spine
They cancel the
color rush.
hatchery. What they do is they create it, cancel the hatchery, and make a spine. That's pretty much what they may do.
Oh, okay.
And by the way, we do have multiple drones and Zerglings making their way towards Sombly.
Oh, he's thundering him, but he sees it. Oh, does he see it? Because he saw it, but did he see it?
Yeah,
is
does he
the
know
question.
just how dedicated this is?
Because he caught the back part of the drone, the lings coming across. Oh, he did, definitely.
The spawning pool is just about to complete. Yep. Alright, what are we gonna get here? Drone versus Ling right now. Okay, spine crawlers are starting to go down.
Yeah.
Offensive spine crawlers.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to put that on the top though, but that's fine at the bottom.
I mean, preferably, and I think especially you want it within reach of that spawning pool.
Yep.
Alright, he's making more of them. I don't think he came with as many minerals as he thought he had.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things. You do end up sacrificing a bit of mining if you're sending 4 drones all the way across the map.
Yeah, you probably should send these 2 drones back to mine. But...
Yeah, I mean, he's going to cancel the base, but...
Yeah.
Well, not cancel it, destroy it. But,
yeah, but...
Alright,
but
here we go. A lot of this is going to depend on keeping that spine crawler from actually rooting.
Oh, and
I think Copley knows how the game works here. Ooh, okay. He's able to actually root it a little bit further away. Drones and Lings surrounding it.
I think Sopley is fine, though, right?
Yeah, but
he's
got
doing
to
alright.
spine
Not the
here.
supply lead. But he's got to make sure not to sacrifice too much in the cleanup. Now here's where he's in a much better position to keep the spine.
I think Sopley held, right?
Yep.
Even this is plants, there would
Take
be
a
too
while
many...
for-
Yeah, it...
Meanwhile, Von Lipwig, yeah,
He
kinda
made 2
stuck
more,
where
but
he
they're
is.
gonna start bleeding out, aren't they?
Yep.
Right, the creep is already. And there's quite a few Lings for Softly right now.
It's also
Just
the
let
worker
those guys
count.
be.
Look at the worker count.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, he's up 6.
Look at the Populi.
Yeah, but
Alright.
now now he's helpless.
Right, and this is going to put Angry Space Hares in, frankly, a pretty comfortable position. GG! You're at 4-0.
I could never play ZVZ. Oh man, that would tilt me.
All right, two
Jesus
heavy
Christ.
GVC now. Yeah. Now that was a very dedicated all-in there.
Oh.
Very well held.
Yeah, Sopoli, did you get a pretty good idea about what was going on there quickly?
Yeah, I actually like this week I actually came across, or like last week, that exact same basically strategy. And it's really hard because you don't know exactly if they're droning up behind it or if they're just gonna go for the kill. So you have to kind of the balance between how many Zerglings you make, how many queens can you make, and how much can you like keep alive. For example, in the beginning, I should have the drone pulling probably was unnecessary for me. It was just a bit of panic. One overlord just spotted the few drones and lings, and I exactly knew, okay, it's gonna be an all-in, and it's just a survival mode after that.
I didn't know you spotted that. So I tried to move my drones and wings around the left side to hopefully avoid your overlords, but...
Yeah, it was like a small glimpse.
Yeah.
So that's what we talked about. Did he see it or not? Because it only flashed in his view, like the wiggle of a Zergling for like a second. And yeah, it's one of those things. It was in his view, but did he see it? But then, yes, he did. My question is, Sopli, you always seem to, when you take your base, you always seem to like check for proxies and you kind of send them around. Is that just because you expect that kind of dirty play all the time?
Yeah. It's just like, sorry, I had to put my camera in the charger, so it's a bit wonky, but yeah, I always basically expect the opponent to cheese unless proven otherwise. So, like, I try to play as safe as possible at the beginning. Like, okay, if they did go for a proxy, I have to see it, because if I don't see it, I'm screwed. So.
Yeah, it looked like a guy who played with a little PTSD from that sort of play. So I thought it was funny because I didn't even know what type of cheeses ZVZ could have. But I'm glad I don't play ZVZ because
yeah,
I would have died.
There's so many cheeses you can do. There's like the one, for example, that you make a what is it? The spine crawler just as the opponent's base is building, so their creep heals it. And you can just take down a base.
That's what KJ was talking about.
Yeah,
there are so many different kinds of cheese.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that I'm going to ask him about that first game. You had some really nice surrounds set up. You really did have a 1-2 that I thought was really going to get home, but Sopli, he played it near perfectly. But otherwise, that was really nice multitasking. Is that something you practice a lot with the send a group here, try to distract them? Because it was well timed, especially for someone of our level.
So I'm bad about using F2, but at least I can set the guys to go to two different spots so that when I hit F2 and attack, they come from two different angles.
Yeah, I'm guilty of the same thing. Yes, I put things in control groups, but I also F2, so it's just kind of like, okay. It's more about the abilities and the positioning. And yes, Joy Synthetic, you can reach out to me. My Discord is hyper_turtle.
First game was really interesting.
As far as joining the fun.
The first game was really interesting because, like, I expected you to take the third so many times. I was like prepared for you to like take the third, and I was gonna deny it. But then when there was no third, I had like two choices, Mutus or Roaches, and I had to like hedge my bets on Roaches, basically.
Yeah, actually, when he moved out, he had like double the army supply. But again, like Zerg, Sixth Sense, you're like, oh, nothing but Roaches coming out. And as soon as he made that first big push, all of those Roaches popped in just in time, so.
Yeah, it was basically, it's like Zerg is all about being like having PTSD from previous matches. like if you think Cyril, you can understand how much PTSD he has because he knows exactly what the opponent's doing because he's like seen that before. That's the like we learn by
Lines on the
losing.
third were a dice hold as well. I think it would have been. I could have killed the third a lot easier if those spines weren't there.
Well, like I said, he all of a sudden something clicks in his head and he's like, "Oh, time to panic!" And then it was drone, time to panic, and then all of a sudden he put up all this defense and just perfectly popped when you got there. I was, as the team captain, I'm like, "Oh man, he's about to get run. He's down." You seriously doubled his army supply when you moved out. It's like, oh man, it's 10 roaches to, or it's like 15 roaches to 0. I don't know how he's gonna hold this. And then by the time you got across the map, everything had just, like, yeah.
I gotta watch that replay because I saw him move out, and I had some roaches probably build up, but then I had to just like, okay, it's all out.
Yeah. What happened was, you know, on the first game, Von Litwig had enough to kill, but he didn't see a third because unfortunately his overlords just wasn't there. So I think if he saw a naked third, he might have gone for it a couple times, but he was just kind of setting up.
Yeah, he killed the third in the one location. He thought he was going to take it again. He missed the third in the other location both times.
He just missed it. So it was he had just enough. He just unfortunately didn't see it with his overlord. And then in game 2, you know, the overlord starting revealed his plans too. So they're very close ZVZ, you know, to start. Nice job.
Like always.
That's I was telling them the other day, when Hyper Turtle plays Protoss, he tries to play reactively, and it's when you go in a Protoss game, this is what I'm planning to do, this is what I'm gonna do. Zergs are kind of like, I'll see what I see and I'll react when I react, but it's interesting watching how quickly you guys did it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, you guys are pretty well matched. Nice job, guys.
Yeah, are we about ready for our Code B match then?
Is everyone available?
Let's see.
All right, Von Litwig, Sopoli, see you guys.
Thanks.
Be ready for an ace match, though.
Yeah.
You never know.
All right, we're seeing if our Code B players are ready now.
Hello.
Hacker and Soil, you both read me?
Yep.
All right. Okay, are you guys in game? Let's see.
Yeah.
Hacker, I think you might already be in a party, or you might not be taking invites.
Oh, I mean.
Oh yeah.
So, I think this is Hacker's first game with us. So if we want to do an introduction to him, yeah, both of them.
Yep. And so we always like to start. How do you like us to say your name?
Yeah.
Is it Hacker or Hacker or huh?
Hacker is fine.
Hacker. Okay. All right. Just like in Jurassic Park, I prefer to be called a hacker.
So, I'm gonna start with some basic questions. How long have you been playing StarCraft?
On and off, like the last 2 months. We got into it about a month ago, or about 2 months ago, and then I took like maybe a 2 or 3 week break with school and stuff.
Okay, that's my next question is about where you are in life. You seem to be someone who's in school, so...
Yeah, I'm finishing up medical school. I'm in my 4th year now.
Medical school?
Oh, wow.
Busy guy.
Whereabouts are you from? Where do you live?
Live in like Chicago suburbs.
In
born and raised
Chicago?
Here. Yeah, Chicago suburbs.
Oh, okay, yeah. So upper Midwest guy?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I knew I picked you for a reason.
And Soil, are you in the in-game chat?
In-game chat.
Yeah, join FSL.
Let me do it earlier, so I don't know. It still hasn't let me join.
Yeah, well, we're not worried about you. You're already done with your games.
I didn't see anything.
Here, I'll put the commands and
these two are the much in demand Code Bs.
Yeah. So
we need our rookies.
So I'm gonna start with. I'm gonna ask a couple questions. Soil, same sort of things. How long have you been playing StarCraft?
Same time as Hacker. We started together actually.
Oh.
Yeah, on and off.
Their
like
Good, you know
debuts
each other
against
pretty
each
well.
other. Wow.
And then whereabout are you from?
Chicago.
Oh, so you guys upper Midwest guys. Excellent.
Sure.
Yeah. So
And Von Lichbeg, thanks for subscribing.
do you guys know each other in real life?
We do, yeah.
Okay, that makes it way easier. So you guys have played against each other before.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
now I'm really curious. What other games do you play against each other?
Against each other, not much.
Yeah,
Not
this
much.
is really
Okay.
the first competitive game that we've really been into.
Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Along with well before StarCraft, you and I had a very dark, bloody history with Mario Kart.
We used to play Smash back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Damn. Which one? Melee or Brawl?
I mean all of them, but
64. Come
okay.
on.
Yeah, no, not 64.
Oh no.
That's the only one I never got to play.
Oh. Now I feel old.
We're just young.
No, we're old. With age comes experience, or at least I'd like to say that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. We definitely smashed
taking each other on in Ultra Love. I'm going to invite you to lobby, so we can get that roll in.
So, what made you guys pick the races that you picked before we get started? Let's start with Hacker. Hacker, what made you pick your race?
So when we got into StarCraft, it was because we were playing Halo Wars, or like we downloaded. We wanted to play an RTS, and so we started playing Halo Wars, and I was playing as one of the elite, and so it just felt right to go from playing an alien to playing an alien.
Oh,
makes perfect sense.
Okay, and Soil, same question for you.
I used to watch some StarCraft 1 content a little while ago, and Zerg just really stood out to me because I used to watch Day 9. He plays Zerg.
Yeah,
Wow.
definitely played it in the original StarCraft. I'm not sure what his habits were in StarCraft 2.
I think Day 9 played. No, that's 12 years ago. I think he was a Zerg as well, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, the big money question. Why Soil?
Oh, it sounds like my name in real life, Sohail.
Okay. It's like, you know, like if the Three Stooges were talking about it. Poivulus.
Okie dokie.
Right,
Well,
okay. And then as Zerg, you can spread creep across the soil, so it all figures.
Exactly.
All right.
So may the best Protoss win, and I think we should get rolling.
All right, time to rock the
I like
streets
that.
of Chicago, people.
Okie dokie. Well, I'm glad they're familiar with each other because I have no idea.
Nope, none whatsoever. These guys are legitimate beginners, so we're going to be seeing very different style of game here. Maybe a little bit more room for creativity when you don't know what people expect you to do.
Yeah, so needs to win 2-0 to extend the series.
Yeah, if we can get a single, if Lighthood or Soil can get a single win, will send us home happy. So,
yeah,
Lighthood's gonna have a tall order to pull a map off Dark Menace. Dark Menace is pretty good at the game. He's good at the video game. So
He does do those PC game things. Yes.
yeah, so
Ultra Love. All right.
So, we got it ready for either.
Yeah.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the lower left, we have the yellow Zergians.
Soil.
And he is playing for the team of
Pulled the boys.
in the upper right, we have the pink Protoss.
Hacker.
And he is playing for the team of
Angry Space Hares.
All right. Now the first thing I'm noticing here, they understand what the openings are supposed to be. Soil's Overlord immediately started making its way towards his opponent. Meanwhile, Hacker knows that against Zerg, you're supposed to wall off your natural.
Yeah, I noticed that too, exactly. One thing else I noticed is that neither of them picked Terran, which is almost like, it's kind of like the default 2-month into a game deal. So,
and for Halo fans, they're also, I believe, Master Chief is a human being, allegedly.
Allegedly.
A little bit bioengineered, but still human.
Look at the everything's rally. Hackers' rallies look correct. Like, did you see him?
Coached, man, for code
It does. It really does.
Yep.
I'm wondering how they're
right off.
Yeah, he checked to see the pool, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I know what I'm seeing." It looks like these do not look like Code B players right now. So
not yet,
He only has 1 in gas, so I don't know what type of Protoss doesn't want 3 in gas right away, but he F1.
They understand how the opening is supposed to work.
Yes.
And that's a good first step. That Overlord, gotta look at what's been built so far.
Yeah, their money has both been kept down.
Right. Soil sees that there's an expansion.
Yeah. Hacker hits F1 occasionally, which if you've played the game a lot, it doesn't seem like, oh, that's a big deal. But as a Code B player, getting in the habit of just hitting F1 randomly as a Protoss or a
together,
especially a Protoss or a Terran, Zerg, I don't even know if that's a thing.
F1 is always a thing.
Yeah, but like, you don't have your guys Hacker has a pro standing next to a pylon right now.
Yeah, I know. He's just kind of leaning against it, like, hey, dude.
Holding it up.
Yeah, just chilling.
A layer.
Ooh, now that's an interesting thing that differs from your average opening. Lair going for an early Roach Warren, not really expanding, quite at the point a lot of people would.
But
if he's planning to be aggressive, it could pay off.
So something that I'm gonna bring up is that Hacker, with this really polished beginning, he stopped, and there he goes. He forgot to put down his next set of buildings. He's got like 2 more buildings he's got to put down now.
Facility. To answer KJ's question, they heard about FSL from a post I made on the StarCraft subreddit. One of them reached out to me and immediately said, I've also got a friend who I want to bring with too. Yeah. And then we pitted them against each other, just as all friendships should be manipulated.
Yeah, I see Soil's got his upgrades going. He's got +1. Whereas Hacker is a little bit behind, and he's taking a 3rd, which is good, but he needs a little bit more production than a 3rd base off a single gateway.
Right, Soil needs a 3rd for both money and production. But yeah, he's got the basic stuff down here. He is spreading a little bit of creep. Okay, and here we go with the natural, or with the 3rd.
They both took their 3rds right about the same time. Pro production has been good from both of them, which is like the main thing. I'd like to see Hacker continue his.
They're neck and neck with workers.
Yeah.
Which actually is usually not great for Zerg, but at this level, those kinds of things.
It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Just the roach speed. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. In Immortal building, I'd like to see some more buildings from our Protoss friend. Pylons, those are buildings. I will accept them. Forge, you can see he's not a cannon boy, because a B Protoss without a forge 5 minutes in is interesting. I like it. You're not, there's no DTs that are going to run into your base and kill you.
And I think something that does fit what we usually expect from the Code B is they're mostly kind of leaving each other alone. I will, again, I'm going to compliment another thing here. The injects and the chrono boosts are being used. We see a lot of Code B'ers who forget about those entirely.
Yeah.
I mean, they might still have some extra energy sitting here, but they understand those mechanics, and they are making...
Twilight double forge?
Ooh. Bring
maybe-
on the gateways, man. Bring on the gateway explosion.
Yeah. But fourth base. Yeah, send it. Like I said, 65 Hyper Turtle, 65 workers at the 6 minute. You take a look at that.
These are the best Code B players ever.
They're better at Code B than I am, is what War Bunny is pointing out. And he makes a good point. They're focusing on the really important stuff, whereas some of the big traps and ones that I still get involved in are teching up too much before you have the economy to support it.
Yeah,
And,
like I said, if Hacker could go 5 more gates, he'd be out of Code B. And the same thing for Soil. I think that he's getting the tech and he's getting response. His injects are good. If he just took his bases a little bit faster, he would be like these.
I am seeing some guys who are very fast learners here.
Yeah, they'll be up and out of this code probably at the end of the season. You can see that they have. You can see why they're Code B, but you can also see they have the skills to eventually transition out.
And
I'd like to 81 workers for the Protoss is great. He built 3 more gateways, which is wonderful. Because 81 workers and 2 gateways is
Yeah, I think one of the big things I really want to ask them after these matches is just who they've been practicing with, or what videos they've been watching. Because clearly they're not playing blind. They didn't go straight here from the campaign. In fact, after 2 weeks, I doubt they've played the campaign at all.
2 months, they said, I think, but still same sort
Yeah,
of thing.
well.
Charge is on the way. Immortal production is great. The Zerg
Immortals are very handy.
I don't really see where the Zerg... His army supply looks fine, but I don't see where it is. Oh, there it is.
By the way, while we're on the subject, quick shout out to our buddy Bilyoja, who did a great job with some of his casting over at Home Story Cup, and who is constantly haunted by people in the Twitch chat trying to insist that Bilyoja is not Korean for the unit The Immortal. And it's
Look at all
become a
those-
very amusing running thing. Yep,
Look at all those gateways, but also all of their tech. Look at all of those upgrades. That's one thing that you don't see from Code B very often. Did you see all the upgrades just complete? Missile attack level 2, Carapace level 2. I think it's 1/1 for our Protoss friend.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken.
+1 attack, +1 armor.
Yep.
No other upgrades currently in production.
Right, but it's still the 17 Hydras. It looks like.
And we got Archons building up over on the Protoss side of things.
Yeah, this really looks like. Like I said.
This looks like a lot of stuff building up, and we're gonna see a couple of waves crashing against each other before much longer.
Do we catch what Soil does? Is he a student also?
Yeah, I think they're both.
They're both about
they
the
said
same age.
They said they met each other at university, so I'd assume.
So this is what happens. We get pre-med students, playing StarCraft.
Yeah,
It's very...
if there's one thing about med students, they know how to study. And here we go, Mass Hydra hitting this expansion.
This might work.
It might. Protoss is going to be able to take advantage of the high ground. The Immortals.
But he's
have not
getting
been able to
stuck
get
on
in front of the
himself.
buffers. Yeah,
He's got to move forward. He's got to stutter step just a little forward.
Behind.
Yep, your Immortals aren't firing. You got to move forward. Move. Oh!
The opponent having the same issue too. I mean, yeah,
the Hydras are better than
Brood War, but we have some real traffic jams on both their parts, and that benefits just plain A moving through a choke point is going to benefit the Hydras a lot more.
Yes. The only thing is that Hacker has like the full gateway account.
And the
he could just warp in 1,000 zealots.
And this is where we're seeing a little bit more, Code B stuff. They really understand the macro, but as far as the army control goes, it's been kind of a move and then just kind of leaving it at that.
Unfortunately for our team, I think
Soil is looking good right now.
Think the Zerg is, because yeah, the Zerg is building 18 more Hydras, and like there we go. That's what we needed right there. Wait, okay, now you can move in. And you lost the bases, but you still have plenty of workers.
Exactly. Zealots, if you want to go for an A-move army against Hydras, Zealots are the ticket.
The only problem is there's 5 million...
29 probes dead now.
Yeah, but there's 5 million Hydras moving to the north, and there's no base defense.
Yep. To get an exact count, 36 of them are in play right now.
Yeah.
But I definitely like the Zealots better as the army unit right now. They are hitting the other location now.
These Soils really got good army movement for... And then this is a perfect spot to take this fight for the
Look at how
Zerg.
well this is working here. The Zealots splitting up, but at the same time, they're just outnumbered.
Yeah. Well, the supply doesn't lie.
That it does not.
Three for the Zerg,
another
too.
wave of Zealots to go down.
Yeah.
And look, taking a break from here, look at that creep spread.
Yeah.
Not half bad.
Well, that's like I said.
I think they both have a very, very good grasp of the macro side of things. They just need a little bit of practice moving their armies around.
Just wait till Protoss discovers Psystorm.
Exactly. All right, we have the GG.
Or any, if you would have had 2 Colossus with that army.
Yep. Oh yeah, that would be a nice thing. But Soil has now put a win on the charts for Pull the Boys.
Yeah. So, since it's Code B, are we going to talk to them between, or are we just going to send them into the next one?
You can send them in. It's
okay.
I mean, unless there's some coaching going on, which it's up to you.
I don't see any coaching from either side, so I'm fine sending them.
Yeah, what I meant was you can always talk to them in between games. I didn't say...
you can jump into their
I thought it was a production question.
Oh, no. I don't see any of the
I don't
Pull
think
the Boys
that
chats
anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is I think that...
But Bunnies, if you want to hop in Hacker's Lobby, you can.
Oh, I'll hop in just for a second then.
But also join the game lobby too.
Let's go.
All right, the StarCraft champions of tomorrow.
So I guess each side will do some coaching, see what happens. Maybe one side will say, hey, get Psystorm. The other one says, get Lurkers.
Yeah, well, if you're still working with army control, I'd wait until later for the spellcasters. But Colossus would have really
That's true.
just run over everything without you having to worry about the units getting clumped up behind each other.
Yep. If Soil wins, we're going to see Dark Menace match, right? The match versus Lieutenant Dakotas.
Oh, yeah.
If Soil doesn't, if he doesn't win, then the match is over. But we can still play the games.
All set?
Yep. I mentioned that Colossus exists.
Mm-hmm.
Because like his everything was really good that he did. It's just that one fight, it was 6 stalkers at a time fighting like 10 Hydras, and then the Hydras would die and 2 more Hydras would take their place. But the stalkers are fatter than the Hydras. So you legitimately just get more stalkers shooting.
It's a tricky thing. The unit with the most range was actually in front, getting in the way of the Immortals and the Archons. So
right,
it's a tricky thing, and there's stutter stepping, or there's just kind of positioning the units ahead of time for the engagement.
Yep, and I just told like 2 Colossus would have fixed that.
All right, in the lower left, we have The yellow Zerg up one map.
Soil.
And he is playing for the team of
Hold the boys.
his opponent, the Protoss. In the pink, he is
Hacker.
And he is playing for
Angry Space Hares.
I hadn't noticed that Matheson is doing puns now. Soil and Hacker, who will emerge victorious and who will be left feeling quote-unquote soiled? Okay, well, you go, Matheson. We've been incorporating Matheson into our Discord chats too, so it's been a wild ride. We finally kind of gave him his own room because he was kind of jumping in other people's conversations, but he doesn't know better.
When
All
AI
right.
takes over, you will have been nice to Matheson, so...
Matheson and I get along just fine. Alright, so this is interesting. Hacker is just building the structures in base. You know, I don't think he's too worried about an early rush right now, so...
Yeah, I don't think that in this Code B... I mean, I shouldn't say that forever, but it looked like neither of these guys were gonna 12 pool.
No. Alright, Soil has... It's almost got his second hatchery complete right now. 7-minute score going. And Hacker getting the gas. Soil's Overlord, let's see if there's an expansion.
Yeah. So far, it looks like a game.
Yeah, and I think both of them are very focused on just the macro portion. I don't think either of them are going to go on the offensive until they've actually got some pretty powerful armies going.
No, I thought about saying, hey, build an Oracle and two Oracles and go kill, because he didn't build the... Soil didn't build any Spore Crawlers in any of his bases.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 Oracles would have ruined his day.
Well, if you make sure that the Oracles don't strictly target the Queens, yeah?
No, 2 Oracles kill a Queen, and then they
okay,
just would
there is that.
It's just... Then you just win.
Alright.
So, I mean... Yeah, there is that, but...
Okay, again, Roach Warren down. It was interesting. He had a very early Roach Warren last game, but he focused almost entirely on Hydralisks.
Hydra's a good unit.
They can be potentially.
They're pre-lurker eggs if you know how to handle them. But
Oh,
if
yeah.
you don't, they run away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, in general, they do pretty well against enemies that kind of pack a punch but fire slowly. So they do
Right,
you
but
know,
like
Stalkers,
Marines and
Stalkers
Zealots
and
or Lings, kind of, you know.
Yeah, exactly. They can just trump them for damage. All right, we
Yeah,
are
just
going
can't.
with at least an earlier hatchery this time around. And attack upgrade is going for range.
Yeah, that was another thing that Soil did really well, is he kept his upgrades really going. Again, there's there's no pool. What to cancel?
There. I think that was probably a mistake. I think he meant to cancel command and accidentally canceled it while the Nexus was still under construction. But yeah, Soil was doing new upgrades during that final attack.
I know,
He was not,
it's
he was not
really,
letting his hand up there.
really good when it comes to that. Like I said, I'd like to see charge a little earlier, and the upgrades for Hacker, beautiful. A robotics facility.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, the double forge and the Twilight Council.
Yep.
And again, this is just classic no rush 15 minutes. Yes.
They don't see, the thing is, it's not. They're better than 15. It's no rush 8.
Okay, I'll take that.
Because like the 9-minute mark, they were both maxed out last game. Like the 9:30.
Yeah. I am seeing more roaches being built this time around.
No, he built a handful of roaches to start last time.
Okay.
Almost identical. And then he had like 7 to 10 roaches, and then the rest were hydras.
Okay. Alright, upgrades are rolling on both sides now.
Mm-hmm.
And again,
I don't see charge. He needs to get charge. Charge, charge, charge.
Now, Soil doing a good job connecting the creep between the bases.
Yes, Soil, his mechanics. That's what kind of, I don't know if you, but like their mechanics are really good for both of them.
They did their homework. You know, you wouldn't expect that of med students, but
yeah.
You know, they've definitely studied up on this. But, yeah, once again, just kind of sitting back, letting things upgrade, letting things build. And I like this. Soil taking a fourth. Production is just very, very handy there. Interesting thing right now, neither of them are actually building army units at the moment. It's all upgrades and workers.
Okay. I know we talked about it, but I don't see... I see immortals, but you need... We talked about a robotics bay, because...
Yeah, you want to go with something a little bit taller.
Yeah, everything is great. Just two Colossus this time, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Just 2 Colossus. Wom 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 wom. I'm sending him telepathic signals through the void. The other thing is this is a less choky map, so it will in general be better for our Protoss hero.
For A moving, yeah.
Yeah, but he still needs his robotic support bay. He needs it, and he needs it like I would say at the 6-minute mark, because he needs to get extended thermal blast.
And both players are at +1/+1 with +2 attack, range attack just about to complete.
Yeah, +2 is going for the oh, look, he's doing it! He's doing the thing! The thing!
Ooh, robotic support bay, I love it.
I should have mentioned extended thermal lands.
Well, maybe he'll take a look.
Conceivably.
They seem to understand the upgrades pretty well. We're not seeing anything like some of the Code B players. We've seen little mistakes like researching Burrow move when Burrow isn't researched.
Right.
That kind of thing.
I mean, they're both powering through. And Soil's even though he's floating minerals, he's going to do the same thing where he's going to put 15 guys on the tab and then call it real.
Yeah, right now, Hacker having a decent supply lead, too.
Yeah, he had the supply lead up until 200 last time.
Von Litvig pointed out, less choky map equals Protoss flavored.
Only this...
Zerg disagrees. At this level, yeah. Because
only here.
We're not going with any Zerglings at all from Soil so far.
Right. Like I said, oh! And extended thermal lance, look at that!
I'm so proud.
Yay! Build a second robotics bay.
And they are, again,
neck and neck.
Getting surprisingly close to being supply capped for just 9 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. It's not no move out 15. These two are both no move out 9. They're really quick.
We'll note when they do. Love the creep spread though, because once Soil does move out, he's definitely gonna have a little bit of a speed boost on the way there.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, Hacker is the one who's moving out. No rush, 9.5 minutes.
Yes, but Hacker, you didn't take your Colossus. We talked about this.
Ooh. Taking out a few Hydralisks ahead of time. And Soil actually responding by just taking the long way around and attacking himself.
The Colossus?
Pylon's
second
under
Colossus
attack.
on the way? Oh, no, don't feed him the Colossus!
Gotta make sure the Colossus is behind something else. I don't think that's gonna happen. I mean,
you know what, though? It did fine.
Right now it's playing very much like a tug-of-war map, where you're not actually controlling the units. They're focused entirely on creating the things, getting the upgrades, all that, and then just kind of letting the units attack on their own. And honestly, at this level, I think it's much more important to learn the macro
build the
side
units.
of things.
Yeah. More
than
stuff
it is
counts as
spend
left
too much
stuff.
time worrying about the micro.
Right. He'll get
Right
this
now,
base.
I think.
Oh
yeah,
no, he
it's gonna
won't.
be a bit better. The units are going to kind of trickle in, and once again, the Stalkers are in the way of the Immortals, but the Archons are getting some wonderful damage in.
Yeah. Oh, where's your stalker? Okay, thank you. He has his, he rallied
It's okay,
his...
it's alright, War Bunnies.
He has his Robo rallied to the middle of the map.
Huh. I mean, you know, I've known Hero to do that sometimes, right?
Actually,
Right?
yes. Every Protoss has definitely done that. I'm not saying it's
It's
a
a
good
question
thing.
of whether you switch it back afterwards.
Go squash him.
Alright.